Hello, everyone, and welcome to Now Spinning, the official podcast of the Lansing Community College Vinyl Record Club. We meet twice a month to listen to vinyl and talk about music. Stay tuned to learn about how you can get in touch with us and attend our meetings. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Now Spinning. I'm your host, Simon. With me today we have...
Andy.
Tyler.
And Jacob.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a fun little show for you today. Today we're going to be talking about our meeting that was held on the 19th of March, 2 days after my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And just like you, it was very weird.
Incredibly weird.
Sorry.
That's funny.
Ouch.
And of course, starting off this playlist with my very favorite artist of all time, Tiny Tim.
He probably shouldn't be. He was a very weird dude with some very, very weird beliefs, but big music guy. We felt like starting this one just because it is such a intro song that really is weird. And then we floated right into Tiptoe Through the Tulips, which is like easily his biggest hit.
Yeah.
And is also pretty dang weird.
I mean, there's the SpongeBob. The song that was in SpongeBob too. That's the one I always think of.
That was the song after. It's
the first episode.
Yeah,
where he's like
throwing all of those burgers out at the
that was. I'm pretty sure that was a pilot or something like that.
Yeah, that's Tiny Tim.
Yeah, Tiptoe
Classic.
Through the Tulips is pretty good. It's most closely associated with like Halloween and spooky season and all that stuff, mainly because he was performing the song on stage and then he died mid-performance.
Oh, that's
of this
crazy.
Song, which is like
I don't think he
weird.
dropped dead on stage. I think he had a heart attack and then proceeded to die a little bit later. But pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Pretty spooky.
That's true.
Delightful little song.
Yeah, I do.
Song.
It is a very nice song. Like it is fun.
Yeah. Also, speaking of fun, we have a little bit of imitating with Imitation Situation 1 by Fever Tree. This is a good kind of psych rock band, little like acidy psych pop sort of stuff. I like them. There's a little bit of toccata and fugue in there, right kind of at the beginning.
Very cool.
And fading into that, because there's a strict cutoff in that song. It goes to Piggy in the Middle by the Roodles, which are the essentially Beatles kind of copy thing.
Parody thing.
Yeah, featuring Ricky Fattar from the contemporary music Beach Boys.
He also was created by what's his name again? That was some of the
Eric
people from
Idle?
Monty Python.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they got like direct approval from George Harrison. I know to make that he was a big friends with Eric Idle and all the Monty Python people. He funded Life of Brian.
Yeah, with a mortgage on his Friar Park mansion.
Wow. Idle was big in the music scene apparently back in that day. He knew all the people anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean this song is like literally like almost shot for shot of I Am the Walrus with goofy nonsense lyrics and the beat too. You know.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's a well-made parody album. They're making fun of them a little bit, but they have a lot of respect for the Beatles, obviously, since they're friends with a few of them.
But
and
who doesn't Monty Python make fun of?
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. That's their whole thing. But
I know who they don't make fun of. Jan and Dean.
Sure.
Okay, but anyway, Girl You're Blowing My Mind is pretty good. It's psych pop. It's it's pretty good sunshine kind of psych poppy sort of stuff from 1968, and it's psychedelic, and that's all I have to say.
There's quite a bit of that here today,
and as a result, it's a little weird. It's an oddity, right?
It's Jan and Dean. They're like a little odd.
I think
a little bit.
If anybody needed to get made fun of,
a little bit.
If anybody needed to get made fun of, it was probably them.
Ruthless.
But cycling back slightly, I was going to mention George Harrison. We played the song No Time or Space off of the Electronic Sound album, which is probably the strangest thing any of the Beatles have kind of made. It's just the story of it was they got like a new Moog synthesizer installed at the studio like before they recorded Abbey Road, I believe. And then George Harrison just messed around with it for like an hour. And he just decided, hey, let's release that. Let's put it out and make people pay for it. And they did. And they just like re-released it on like the weird Zootrope vinyl thing, whatever it's called.
Zootrope.
Zootrope.
Yeah.
And
it's weird.
I don't know. That's one of those albums that like I technically, if I wanted to be like a super completionist, I would have to buy it, but
Lucky
I don't
for
know.
you, I've got a second copy. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
no.
I only have one copy. It's they're on their Zapple label.
Yeah, that
actually,
was a
yeah.
weird one-off thing.
Yeah. But next up,
Oh.
we've got "Mommy and Daddy" by the Monkees, and this is the lyrics are a little like rated R a little bit because it talks about asking your mommy and daddy who killed JFK, and if your mom ask your mommy if she enjoys taking all of her pills, and ask your daddy why doesn't the soldier care who he kills, and it boils into a whole thing if mommy daddy would it matter if the the bullet went and da da da.
It's
And
Monkees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got-
It's
yes,
pretty.
it
It's
is.
pretty weird for the Monkees.
Yeah.
It's all sung through like a Beatles style rock.
Yeah, this was originally for their follow-up album to Head called The Monkees Present Mickey, Peter, Michael, and Davey, but Peter left. So they had they couldn't do it, without Peter. So they made a different album, and then this Present has this song on it, but this title of Present is no way related to the original concept of Present other than mommy and daddy. It's a crazy thing and all that stuff, but this is a very crazy playlist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some pretty weird stuff on here.
Yeah.
The Monkees, they took a turn. They took a turn in the second half of the 60s. They started
Yeah.
getting
They
into
had to though.
it's a
I mean,
mi-
wasn't
Yeah, they
that
wanted
their
to break
whole
out of
thing?
the-
Yeah.
That they didn't want to be remembered as just those guys from the TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes
Fair
sense.
enough. I think that they probably succeeded as far as this club is concerned. I personally, I didn't know very much about the Monkees other than they were that band from the TV show, but I've heard a lot of very, very strange stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to give them a lot of credit. They were doing something not a lot of other people were doing, especially not people who had their level of mainstream
Yeah,
accessibility, popularity.
they've certainly made it onto quite a few of these playlists.
Yes,
So,
they have.
Thanks
they-
to me and mostly me.
Sure.
Mainly.
The
I've
resident
got
Monkees historian.
4 Monkees records. I don't think I've ever played one
I've got
because I'm somebody else will play it. I don't need to bring this in.
I've got 5, I think.
Nice,
I
nice.
believe, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Mine were $1 a pop, so
Yeah.
it was a no brainer. I was like, yeah, I've got to take those.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
$1 records.
Oh yeah.
Of course,
oh,
if the
yeah,
Monkees, that's
oh, yeah.
steal.
Yeah, definitely.
What do we got?
Actually, I wanted to mention something that's not on the playlist, and I don't exactly remember when I played it, so we're just going to drop it now. I brought in an album by Geese, a recently released album that was a exclusive thing that's not on streaming. It's called Live at Third Man Records. It was recorded live at Third Man Records in
Detroit, Michigan.
In Detroit, Michigan. Shout out the city of Detroit.
Mm.
And it was a live album that was recorded before the album Getting Killed came out. So a lot of the songs that are being played on that album are songs that were end up on Getting Killed, but this was the first time that they were ever played. Not the first time, but one of the first times that they were played. And I think it's really great. I saw them live. I won't stop talking about how cool it was to see them live. And this album definitely translates the energy that I saw there onto
Nice.
vinyl pretty easily. And I played a song on that record, which is an exclusive thing, which is a song called I Will Let You Down, which I think originated as a solo song from the lead singer, Cameron Winter. It didn't end up on the album, but it was pretty wildly, I don't want to say bootlegged in 2025, but kind of like that. It was recorded. He played it live a couple times and it was recorded, so put on the internet and that kind of stuff. But this is the only official release of it.
So this is an oddity in I mean
Rarity, I
Geese
guess.
is always weird. That's kind
Yeah.
of part of their shtick now. I don't want to say weird, but
I get it. I know what
pushing
you
the
mean.
lines of what is normal. But this is an oddity in more than one, in that it's
Yeah,
also a bit of a rarity.
That was what I was going for.
That's-
It was oddities, rarities. That was what I
Clever.
wanted to bring in.
Very clever.
It's a very good song.
Yeah.
I advise people to seek it out if you can. This album, I don't know if there's any left to buy, but if you could find one, get one. It's really great.
Yeah.
Okay. So next we got Yakety Sax brought in by me, and I thought, hey, what song epitomizes odd
fun
things
little
than
time.
like the wackiest song ever made, Yakety Sax.
Like used from Benny Hill, and then
Yes.
just used in a ton of other shows and stuff ever since to indicate like there's some goofy stuff happening right now.
Yeah, and this particular artist I found in a dollar bin named Boots Randolph. Apparently, according to like Wikipedia, he's like he's Nashville, I guess. He's like a recording studio. He's a studio artist,
Yeah.
so he's like on the backtracks of many things.
A lot of music comes out of Nashville.
Yeah.
So makes sense. Yeah.
It's-
Pretty good one. I like unironically do also really enjoy this song. Because it is so fun. It is weird, it is very silly, but it's a good one.
I agree. Next up, I'm gonna group a couple songs in together. We got 2 weird tracks that I brought. Like, I played them before in a meeting, the weird disco meeting. You know, the weird music and the disco music. But I guess the weird music didn't really like. It kind of like got like, why'd
It
you
went
play
more
this?
disco than weird. In that
I
meeting.
think yeah.
Man, disco's weird enough already. You
but-
don't need to be making it more weird. You can just play
Yeah.
disco.
Anyway,
Yeah.
with the whole thing, you know, those kind of got some flack. So I thought, oh, bring him the weird meeting, and I brought him, and it's same spiel as always. Most Peculiar Man is about a guy who's isolated and lives alone, and ends up passing away because he left. He turned on the gas and he went to sleep with the windows closed, so he'd never wake up
Oof.
to his silent world in his tiny room. Or wasn't he a most peculiar man? I believe that's the lyrics, but I don't know. And Cobwebs and Strange is just a weird Keith Moon song because it's like the beats, like it's the drumming is crazy, but it's Keith Moon. It's his song. Of course, the drumming would be weird and strange.
Yeah. That Simon and Garfunkel album, what was that? Sounds of Silence. That's a very there's a very depressing album. I mean, like obviously from the title it's very depressing, but like I don't know. I enjoy it quite a bit.
I mean-
it's not my favorite of theirs, but like
Oh, no,
it's
not
very
my favorite either.
thematically consistent with that. Everybody's having a very bad time on it.
Yeah, I mean, especially like with Richard Corey. I mean, Sounds
There's
of
like
Silence
a-
is depressing too.
It's like a Wings cover of that
I mean,
song for some
Sound of
reason.
Silence. If you actually think about it lyric-wise, it is kind of depressing. But then what doesn't actually make it depressing is the drum beat and like the up
Yeah, that was
tempo.
weird. They just smacked that on there like after the fact, and they got mad. That was
Well-
like it was like some person who was completely unrelated to it
Well,
just heard the song and like, you know what this needs? It needs to
Sometimes
rock.
that's the best
That-
part of a song.
yeah, that is what happened though. Remember, it was acoustic before, and then Paul Simon went off to England. Art Garfunkel went to college to study architecture and all that stuff. And somebody saw it and was like, "Oh, added electric guitar thing and a drum beat and stuff," and it became a big hit and brought them back together.
The world was never the same again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The more you
Can I
know.
sneak one in for The World Was Never the Same Again?
Yes.
Just gonna mention Sonic Youth real quick.
Oh yes.
I'm not a huge Sonic Youth fan, but I like quite a few of their songs. But their influence is just incredibly widespread, and it really did change like how alternative music was working at the time. A lot of it was pretty basic, pretty punk rock before that, and they really pushed music in a direction that was very weird. And they were an oddity for a while there. But even when they kind of mainstreamed their sound, it was pushing other bands. Big influence on Nirvana.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
Nirvana,
stuff like that.
Foo
Yeah,
Fighters,
yeah,
that kind of stuff. They
I
all
lo-
owe a lot to food.
I like that one. I
Sonic
really
Youth.
did.
Yeah.
I was listening to it on the way over. You know, it's really I like it. You know, it's like it's good punk stuff. At least I think. You know, it's very punk reminiscent. I think.
Sure.
I
That's
don't-
where
I
they
don't
came
know.
from.
Yeah, and it
I
is
don't know
it is
that much
pretty
about Sonic
different.
Youth.
It is like functionally different from punk in many ways,
Yeah.
but it's like very obviously grown out of that movement.
That's
Yeah.
And that's why it changed that movement in some subtle and some not so subtle ways.
Yeah.
Speaking of punk and something completely unrelated to punk, but kind of further down this like alt rock rabbit hole by way of Nirvana, Weezer.
Yeah. El Scorcho.
Yeah, I mean that was the. I mean, I don't want to say Weezer's inspired by Sonic Youth, but they're inspired by bands who are inspired by Sonic Youth for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
just Nirvana. I mean, any band that's ever inspired by Nirvana, and
Sure.
Weezer was I mean, Rivers Cuomo was a huge like Nirvana fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
This whole album was weird in that like
Pinkerton. Oh, boy.
Pinkerton he wrote it going like, okay, I'm not gonna do the same as the Blue album.
Yeah.
We're just gonna knock it out, and I'm gonna talk about like myself and being a weird guy, and like the way I feel about things and stuff. And like, you know, we were talking about influence, like would go on to be like a huge influence in like emo music and stuff like that. And that's like, you can definitely hear it in this. And ultimately, it doesn't seem that weird now, but it was pretty weird at the time.
No,
and,
yeah.
and even Weezer fans were like, "What is this?"
That,
Like,
that
okay,
album,
guys.
yeah. Sorry, that album definitely got a bit of like a glow up, like reviews wise, after like the years following when it came out. When it first came out, people
I totally
savaged
agree
it.
with
They
you there.
hated it. Like Rolling Stone magazine was like, "This is a terrible, terrible album." Everybody was just making fun of Rivers Cuomo for it. He took it very much to heart and never wrote like a personal song
It's
ever
so
again.
Because I think it's like arguably their best. The Blue
Yeah.
album's one of my favorite albums of all
Right.
time, but this one's like artistically,
I think
probably
those
the
two
best.
those two are the socially acceptable favorite Weezer albums. I
Sure,
think.
Yeah.
socially acceptable. How dare you?
No, no,
How
no.
dare you?
I do
I
agree
don't
with
want
you
just the
guys.
Green album, but
I agree with you guys saying that, you know, it's Pinkerton being all the stuff that you said, because I can't really remember a bit of it. Well, I can remember some, but I don't want to regurgitate what you said. But like, I mentioned this previously, but I never knew Pinkerton even existed until somebody brought it into a meeting. And
Oh
they're like-
yeah.
I mean, I've said
I'm
it before,
very
they're like,
sorry.
oh, you know,
And
what's
that's
this Weezer?
There's
oh,
more
what is it?
Weezer.
Pinkerton. What's that?
Well, and
'Cause-
that's like, sorry.
Yeah, I've heard most of the mostly mod kind of
well-known
modern.
Weezer
yeah,
stuff.
well-known Weezer stuff on Blue. I've listened to Island of the Sun, Pork and Beans,
Epic.
Backless Shack, and Beverly Hills, because
Sure.
you couldn't escape that in 2005.
But El Scorcho doesn't get played on the radio.
That's
None
true.
of the
Society.
Pinkerton gets played on the radio, and that's like, it is ultimately still weird. Weezer
Yeah.
fans love it. A lot of people love it, but it is still kind of an oddity in that like
Yeah.
you don't hear it on the radio.
It's like
Yeah.
a rap rock song almost. He's like, okay, I don't want to like go on a tangent here, but I think my conspiracy theory is that Rivers Cuomo deep down has always wanted to make like a hip hop project, but he knows
He
that if he
has.
ever did that, if he ever like went all in on that, he would get just completely just thrown out of society.
He was.
When
Have
did he
you
do that?
never
When did he
heard
do that?
his collab with Lil Wayne?
We're not talking about. Okay, that's true.
Oh,
Ratitude. That
it's a
was
whole
as close
thing.
as he got.
It's a
I
whole
think.
thing, man.
I don't want
know.
to. Oh gosh, what is it? I can't stop partying.
Yeah.
If anybody ever brings in Ratitude to a club meeting, they will. We're gonna make an award of some
How
kind for
dare
them.
you,
I don't
how
really
dare
know
you.
where you'd find Ratitude in
was the first
2025,
Weezer
6,
album that like the day it came out, I listened to it because
What
it
did-
was I kind of quite liked it at the time. I'm not even embarrassed to say it. I kind of liked it at the time.
I respect
and it's
that.
like there's some good songs on there, but
Yeah,
some
Matt-
weird stuff. Anyway, we're
Pinkerton to
tangenting.
Ratitude.
Yeah.
How we doing? Yeah.
We're
Bit of
doing
a
fine.
shift.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about a shift. Next song we had was Bubblegum Music by the Rock and Roll Double Bubble Trading Card Company of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania 19141.
Didn't even look at the list right there. That was just off the dome.
Yeah.
The name is
Wow.
so long that Spotify cuts it off at Trodin.
I was gonna bring him in for like the last July meeting of 2025 because my whole mini theme was like long titles and stuff, but I didn't really have time to play it, but it's like the song about bubblegum music. It's like very self-referential. It references Valerie by the Monkees, What She's Doing Tonight by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, who wrote aforementioned Valerie. It talks about yummy, yummy, yummy a bunch of times. It mentions that in the chorus. And I mean, the only thing I can think of it is like, if they made it a year later in 1969, I wonder how they'd work Sugar, Sugar into the lyrics.
You could just name a band anything back then, and you could get away with it. I
Especially if it's like
a bubblegum thing. Like,
bubblegum.
was that
pop.
like? Was it like an actual band? Do you know if these were like a real thing, or was it like a fictional band created by a studio to make bubblegum music? Because there's a lot of those.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Archies is a good example of what you were just saying.
Yeah,
'cause they're a band that exists but doesn't exist.
They're a studio band that
'cause
doesn't have.
It's the whole thing. I'll reel it back. Don Kirshner wanted control of a band. He made the Monkees, and they rebelled because they're people. And so he wanted, I want control of a band where they won't act up and they'll just do what I say and all that. And boom, animated band The Archies is born. And, you know, he had a whole bunch of Brill Building people kind of join in on that, which I wouldn't be surprised if this group with the extremely long name is just a bunch of Brill Building people, not real. You know, but I think they only had that 45. And that's it.
That
Pretty
makes
sure.
me think that they might not actually be real people. Well,
Maybe.
they're real people, but they're like, it's like a fake band pseudonym
Yeah.
studio thing.
No famous people, just artists that no one knows.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Which is too bad.
There's a lot of bands like that. But speaking of actually bands that are, well, faceless artists here, we have another
Macho
not real guy, Donald Duck.
Donald Duck isn't real?
Well, I mean,
You might
I've
as well
seen
be
him like
saying-
one time. Like I went to Disney World, he was out there. It was pretty strange.
Yeah.
Didn't get to talk to him. Sure, he's a cool guy. He made a disco song back in 70 something. I don't know what year this was.
The 1970
It's
disco.
something. So this entire thing comes from a Disco Mickey record. Don't ask me why I have this. I don't know where it came from. It's part of my original collection. I originally brought this in for the Weird Disco, as Tyler was talking about. I did not end up playing this one. I played the Disco Sesame Street. But yeah, it's a weird song.
Yeah.
And it has like you could tell that they tried to base it off of the Village People with that deep
Macho
voice.
Man and
Yeah.
Disco Duck. It's
But
like a
it-
mashup of that.
Yeah,
Jake,
and then
said
you just
something
got
earlier
like
about it being
Donald Duck just talking
Yeah.
randomly during this entire thing.
How are you gonna get Donald Duck to sing? So
not.
he's got to talk.
doesn't do it.
Like it's not gonna happen.
It's like he's just doing commentary the entire song.
We tried doing a Donald Duck impression, but you know,
Not on the
it
radio.
would
No,
be
brother.
terrible, and we get copyright strikes.
I don't think you're gonna get copyright strike for doing a Donald Duck impression on the radio, but let's not tempt it. Let's not tempt fate.
Uh-oh.
Let's not tempt it.
I-
Now I would like to talk about a real band that I'm sure some people here might be familiar with. There's these people called Ween.
Uh-oh.
They're pretty okay.
Check
Bingo
it off
co-
your bingo card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we
Yeah.
got
I didn't play it, though, in my
Weezer,
defense.
and Ween.
Sure,
I
I didn't.
think that's
Nice.
a bingo.
I didn't play them.
Might be.
In my defense, I'm just talking about him. The song Mononucleosis off the album The Pod. That's their strangest album, I think. The whole thing, the song sounds like how the title sounds. It's just a strange time. It makes you feel like you're the one who's like dying on a couch somewhere. It is, this whole album is kind of a fever dream. I love it very much, but a lot of people don't like it for that exact reason. I would say if you're like want to get into Ween, don't listen to this one until you're already through everything else, because it's a tough listen, but it's very rewarding once you get into it. There's a lot of hidden gems in here. You just have to accept it as it is. The Pod, great album, highly recommend it. After you listen to everything else Ween did.
Can I hop in here real quick and
Sure
talk
may.
about
Go
the
ahead.
last song I played? Well, maybe not the last song I played. Anyway, Da 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 by Trio. This is a song that is kind of weird when you listen to it now. It was kind of in style for what was happening in Germany at the time. They were experimenting with very like simple music production, or rather complex music production, but very simple song structure. And this is literally just a drum beat off of the Casio VL1.
Nice.
With just like drums and guitar in the chorus and weird like sort of half spoken half sung vocals, and it's just a nice happy sounding song. Like it's just nice. I really enjoy it for all of that. A lot of their other stuff is also very simple and based in this, and a bit less weird sounding. This song is definitely, you go like, this is a song. Like somebody released this and said, no, that's done. But I kind of like the vibe as it goes along. And then I'm gonna real quick sneak in here. The last song that I played was the Fontana mix from this electronic music album.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And this
John
is
Cage.
Yeah.
But-
John Cage, a hugely
Yeah.
influential musician,
Friend of the
but
show.
he got into some weird stuff. And this is just him experimenting with electronic tape and like there's weird moaning on it, and it's I don't weird. I don't know
not
how
to
else
mention-
Was
say.
that the one where it's just some random guy just
Yeah.
moaning into the mic?
I believe
I
it's
think
a
it's
random
a
woman,
wo- I- yeah, I
and
think
like
it's a woman.
a famous vocalist, but just
Yeah.
doing weird stuff.
We made it even more weird by splitting the sound for the channels in the middle and having that play and Wild Honey Pie by the
Oh my
Beatles
God,
at the exact
that was
same
an amazing
time.
way to close off.
That was a
the
wonderful
meeting.
ending, I
Yeah.
have to say.
Oh.
I would shout out to. We actually did. Okay, is there the Beatles on the bingo card? Nobody made a bingo card yet. Just put the,
No,
No,
but
no.
I just said, "Oh, that's a bingo,"
Close enough.
Because I mean, we still can. I mean, we talked about Jan and Dean. We talked about Weezer. We talked about Ween, and we talked about the Beatles.
How funny that all these things that we normally talk about are still weird. Maybe people in the club are sometimes a little bit weird. But that's
We didn't
fine.
even-
I
that's
love it.
okay.
I love it.
That's the variety. That's what we love to see at these meetings.
Yeah. And you know what else we'd love to see at these meetings? You, the people.
Ooh,
Yes,
good.
we would.
Nice.
If you're interested at all in checking out any of these meetings, you could check out our website. They'll have all of our information about our meetings there, future meetings, past meetings, playlists, events, anything that you need to know. You'll all find it all there. I think that we might have some summer stuff coming up. Stay tuned for that. If you're interested in all, just like I said, stay tuned, and you will find it all on the website. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.